So check this out real quick. We are 2 days removed from the second attempt on the life of President Trump in as many months, by the way, 2 months removed from the previous attempt, and mass media is doing its best to memory hole this subject. Now, to be completely honest, I didn't hear anything about this on Sunday. I was kind of off social media, really kind of putting my head into the sand. I've been not really under the weather, but I've been out of sorts lately, so I've been trying to take care of that, and I didn't hear anything about this until Monday. Not that I seen it blasted anywhere. It was just this Ryan Routh character, this dyed-in-the-wall Democrat, this pro-Ukraine psychopath. I just seen some of his social media posts making the rounds and going, wow, Opie has really fallen on hard times. It wasn't until doing a little bit of digging I figured out that, Trump was trying to go out and enjoy a nice golf game on Sunday, and it just about cost him the ultimate price. Like what's going on out here? Why isn't this being screamed from the rooftops? Why isn't this making the rounds everywhere? Oh, it's because the media's kind of cheering this stuff on, and by kind of, I mean 100% cheering it on, because, as you know, people with much greater reach than I are pointing this out, the reckless rhetoric from the Dems and the media to blame for the second attempt on Trump's life. Why would they want to fess up to this stuff? I mean, we're just also a week removed from the debate when Trump let this fly.
I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me.
And here we are again. Now, it wasn't quite as inflammatory as, taking a shot to the head this time around. Thankfully, things got stopped before it progressed that far, but there was a gun barrel, okay? It wasn't captured on film the entire event, like up in Butler back in July, but this is still a serious, verified, corroborated threat on a former and future president's life. What's going on? The media and the Dems didn't get dragged far and hard enough the first time around. And this time around, what? You go all over social media right now, okay? Yeah, I got this pulled up, and you got staged assassination attempt. You got idiots out there going, oh, yeah, Trump is a laughing stock. Oh, you take a look at his ears, and they look exactly the same, the first one. Oh, that was ketchup, that was blood packs. And they want to say that Republicans, that Trump supporters are the conspiracy theorists. You don't hate these people enough. Donald Trump was a targeted Sunday in a second apparent attempt in as many months. An eagle-eyed Secret Service agent reportedly spotted a barrel of a gun in the bushes a few hundred yards from the former president as he was playing golf, and preemptively returned fire on the would-be triggerman, who was later arrested. It was a frightening development that highlights a reckless and hateful rhetoric constantly aimed at Trump by his political opponents, even after he was shot at a rally in Pennsylvania in July. Because what is most of mass media, and I understand that this is just simply an industry trade rag, but still, this is the common sentiment. This is what I could find, because it's not on the front page. I'm recording this Monday evening, obviously, but still, by that point in time, the story wasn't even 24 hours old, and it is already being memory holed. An attempt was made on a current presidential candidate's life, and you can't even cover it. What is going on? Trump rages. Bullets are flying as cops reveal the foiled suspect was stalking ex-president for 12 hours outside of the golf course. Yeah, bullets are flying. Yeah, because the Secret Service had to disrupt a potential shot that could have taken a man's life. What's going on? Seriously? This is insane. And yet again, it comes down to the incompetence of the Secret Service. Okay, yeah, you had a Secret Service agent notice somebody that was out there. A, how did that happen to begin with? And B, if he was going to be returning fire, why did he miss? Because this Ryan Routh character, who we're going to find out a little bit more about, not all of it, obviously, because I'm sure he probably has a handler, and I'm sure that there's going to be some secrets that we won't be party to until, those documents get declassified 60, 70 years from now. I won't be around to see them, but hopefully somebody will. But yeah, would be a Trump assassin exploited security hole that Secret Service has known about for years, and the pictures prove it. So this guy was simply stalking Trump for half a day, okay, for 12 hours, something like that. At least that's what the report is. And he exploited something. He found and he exploited a gap in protection that the Secret Service has known about for years. We're not a serious society. Secret Service, it's like the FBI, should be disbanded. The gunman who allegedly staked out yeah, staked out former President Donald Trump's West Palm Beach golf course with an SKS rifle, was able to exploit a security hole that the Secret Service has known about for years. News photographers, including those hired by the Post, have had no problem repeatedly securing spots around the perimeter of the course to snap pictures from Trump playing, golf or driving around in a golf cart. I mean, what is it, after every catastrophic event or whenever, Trump was just indicted and what is he doing? He's out there getting 9 holes of golf. Was this allowed to continue to happen? Okay, they have taken images which require a clear line of sight on the 45th, unnoticed through the bushes with telephoto lenses. Some have gotten as close as 75 yards without so much as a sideways glance from the Secret Service. I mean, Jesus, look at that. Okay, that's apparently where he was at. Okay, so Trump was out there at the red dot, and Ryan Routh was out there, just on the edge of the road. The edge of the road. And when the president's out on his golf course, he can't secure the perimeter. Is that what's going on here? Holy shit. But it really does beg the question, if Secret Service knew about this stuff for a long time, if they'd allowed, just simple, humble photographers to take shots of the president, and they have done nothing to rectify those situations, why wouldn't they also allow for shots to be taken at the president as Edward Snowden, of all people, is pointing this stuff out, okay? We know little so far. Yeah, because the first thing that I seen is like, the would-be Trump assassin, all of his social media accounts have been scrubbed. It's like, that doesn't look anything like, that little goofball from Pennsylvania. It's like, why is this it's a different, no, there was another attempt. Wow. Okay. But we know little so far with alleged Trump shooters' personal and public participation in military activity in Ukraine. It is hard to imagine this White House agencies can claim zero contact, clean hands. Something of an Oswald vibe here. Yeah, because if you know anything about Lee Harvey Oswald and his extracurricular proclivities and everything going on around the whole JFK situation, is no grassy knoll type situations. There's some good people that are out there that really do lay out the entire situation. Shout out Ryan Dawson, who will get you on the right track here. But I just see this guy, like, even if you just want to, because we're not going to be able to scrub through any of his social media, even though there's a lot of people that went out there and immediately the moment that his name went out there, archived everything that they possibly could as quickly as they can. And I'm sure that they're probably at this point in time combing over everything to see if they can make any, government connections on it. All I see is somebody, who's completely and totally propagandized, okay? He needs to go over there and he needs to stand up to that evil Russia man bad, okay? Putin, he's going to come in and he's going to steamroll over Ukraine, and then he's not going to stop there because that's what the media tells us, right? Media tells us that, nope, Putin, he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop with the 2 Ukraine provinces. He's not going to simply stop by securing his borders and make sure that the encroaching hand of NATO isn't opposed. No. He's just simply gonna reinstall the Iron Curtain. He said it. There's one selectively edited interview that he gave, over a decade ago, that the worst thing to ever happen to the world was the fall of the Soviet Union. I mean, don't go back and grab the rest of the context to said statement that clarifies it, to clarify that was in service of saying how awful of a situation Russia was thrown into in the aftermath. Don't pay attention to that stuff. Putin simply is a dictator. It's not that he's wildly popular within the borders of his own country. No. He's the evil man, and he's coming to destroy everything. But then if that was the case and he was going to be doing it in service of reinstating the Soviet Union, wouldn't all of those goofy-ass lefties who just want global communism also be on his side? See, none of it really makes sense, okay? And this guy, now they're just trying to paint him simply as crazy, and I don't want to remove any of this nutcase's agency, which kind of sounds a little bit contradictory, because to simply chalk him up as being a nutcase, to simply say that he is a mental patient, would be to remove any culpability for these people, for Ryan Routh himself, for the media, constantly over these past 8-9 years, going on a decade of orange mad bad, day in, day out. Trump is literally Hitler. He's Putin's puppet. He said he's going to be a dictator day one. He said that there's very fine people on both sides. This is what they've done. This is what this has led up to. A second attempt on his life. And instead of taking a step back on, you know what, might have been responsible. Maybe our rhetoric was getting too strong. Maybe maybe our constant negative coverage, maybe our 86% of the time whenever we talk about Trump, it's in a negative context. Maybe that could have spurned on some insane people. No, we'll just memory hole it. Not screw it. We'll go ahead and we'll pump out a couple of puff pieces about how people are being so mean to Taylor Swift because she was just simply using her First Amendment right to support the political candidate of her choice. Man, this is absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that we're here a second time around in as many months talking about an attempt on a political candidate's life for the simple fact that he has ideas about how the country should be run. That's what's actually crazy. How people can be whipped up into a frenzy in order to defend a country that has nothing to do with their own homeland. Now, I'm like a quarter Ukrainian. My grandmother was born in Ukraine, I think, was the way that it worked, or her parents came to Alberta. The rest of the Ukrainians, set up shop in Vegreville. You guys know my stance when it comes to that entire, regional conflict. I don't have that kind of vim and vigor, fervor for the homeland. I know how corrupt Zelensky is, and if it wasn't for Romania, Ukraine would be the most corrupt country in all of Europe, so I have no love lost for that regime if they were to fall. For the people themselves, of course, but that's a totally different situation. But this guy's out here, this Ryan Routh guy, also giving interviews, being interviewed by Newsweek Romania, of all places. That's kind of crazy, and I'll leave a link to this 10-minute long interview if you'd like to catch it, but just some of the cliff notes that are out here by Dom Luker, okay, a 45-second clip that's out here, but son of Donald Trump's attempted assassin Ryan Routh told the Daily Mail his dad hates Trump like all reasonable people, while referring to his dad as a potential martyr. Unhinged shooter's son, he's my dad, and he's had a couple of traffic tickets, as far as I know. That's crazy. I know my dad, and I love my dad, and that's nothing like him. He said that he was at the beach, but I thought that meant the Outer Banks in Hawaii, because that's apparently where he's from. I didn't ask him for more information because we've had a falling out. We've grown apart. He's not a violent person. X to doubt. He's a hard worker and a great dad. He's a great dude, a nice guy, and he's worked his whole effing life. I hate this game every 4 years. Yeah. Now you're just gonna you're just gonna spiral into the whole both sides thing. Geo man, okay, my dad has some pretty strong political opinions as well. And while I'll just, talk about them in the context of a video, he's a little bit more verbose about them. We align on a lot of things. I'll leave that there. That's his story to tell at a later date if he's so inclined to. But he's not, doing any of this type of weird stuff, okay? What's crazy is, my dad probably watches and consumes about the same amount of mass media, but you can also see through this absolute nonsense, the overall negativity that one side gets in this conversation as opposed to the other, because the media right now, they're trying to wash their hands of this entire situation so that this time next week, they can go ahead and run out the whole idea that, oh, Trump's just out there raging. Oh, he's just complaining that people are trying to take his life, trying to spin it in that direction. You do not despise the media enough, because they're out there lying about the situation, inflaming the situation, and then also turning neighbor against neighbor. This is going to get wild, man. This is why, if you're in this sphere, if you're going to be paying attention to the news here in the next couple of months, September, just take your break here over the next couple of weeks. I intend to, because from October until who knows when, an inauguration season, okay, February, March, something like that, it's going to be a trip. It's going to be tough. It's going to be crazy. And I goddamn bet this isn't going to be the last time we're going to be talking about somebody taking a shot at the president. I hope it doesn't happen, but I'm just also planning for the worst. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.